a singer-songwriter and performing artist born in the south of Johannesburg in a township called Mthandazo. His love for music started in primary school, where he would sing in the school choir and entering several competitions. His love for music intensified when he entered Jam Alley in 2010. Hey, khulile kaloku mfondini. In 2010, and I think seeing himself on TV got him thinking, you know what, maybe I could take this as a career. And so he up and left and quit everything, not knowing that he would face 10 years of challenges. That is an entire decade before he could break it into the music industry as a mainstream artist. And now he is sharing stages with the likes of John Legend and is an acclaimed award-winning artist. Ladies and gentlemen, need I say more? Mthandazo Gatya. Welcome to Behind the Brand.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. How does it feel to hear people speak of you in that manner?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's been a journey.
Yeah.
As you've said, 10 years of perseverance.
Yeah.
You know, every day hoping the next day will be your breakthrough.
Yeah.
You know, so it is quite amazing to actually, be introduced that way.
Yeah. So you start the love of music in primary school.
Yeah.
I mean, what inspired you to sing from the beginning?
Yeah. So in primary school, I was actually forced to be part of the of the school
Thank
choir.
you to whoever forced you, okay?
It's Sambiza.
Yeah.
I remember I was very shy. Yes, I was active,
Yes.
stuff like that. But when it came to singing, bengithanda ukucula manga bengena umuntu onakile.
Yeah.
Leyo nto le, and then this is where they picked it up. Hey, this child can actually sing.
Yeah.
But yeah, music has always been part of my life. From primary, as part of the school choir, high school again,
Yes.
part of the school choir. So yeah, it's always been a part of my life. I don't think I really chose music. I feel like it chose me more than anything. Yeah.
And man, you are a wonderful vessel. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much.
Your music is definitely healing. So uyahamba ungena kwi Jam Alley 2010 and you see yourself on TV and you think, kahle kahle lento ingaba career. Tell us.
Yeah. I mean, looking at where I come from, it's just a small, isolated township in the south of Johannesburg.
Yeah.
Not too many people have made it, Aungna my role models, and you're this kid with this big dream. You just find yourself on TV.
Yeah.
Your passion is bound to be fueled.
Yeah.
You are bound to believe in endless possibilities,
Absolutely.
So from that point, I felt like possibilities were endless. Yeah. Anything was possible for me at that time.
And then how do we then go into the 10 years of struggling to break it into the music industry?
I feel like certain decisions I took were a little bit premature, but I'm glad.
Like what?
I quit a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
I gave up everything for the music.
Yeah.
Because it's the only place where I felt like, this is where I want to be. Yeah. At some point, I was a soccer player. I thought, I could be a professional soccer player. But looking at everything I tried, like music was one thing that I felt like, excel. You know? So, man, I gave up so much for it. And, the next day will be your breakthrough. And you just keep on pressing. So, having that hope.
Yeah.
Kusasa ngenzeka umlingo. Because I always tell people that a dream is actually communication between you and God. When you see yourself driving a BMW, living in that big house, that's actually God telling you, this is what I have for you.
Yes.
But you just need to work for it, So, I've just been that kind of a kid, or onethemba kakhulu and believing ukuthi uNkulunkulu izinto uyazenza ngesikhathi sakhe.
Yeah. So, I mean, you quit your jobs, right? How do you survive in that whole time that you are not working, you are not gigging, you are not popular? Like there's literally, you have nothing. Yeah.
It was the toughest time of my life. I mean, in the process, I was neglected by a lot of people. I remember also being disowned
Yeah.
by the family. So I was raised by my extended family because my mom passed on when I was a kid.
Yes.
And so my dad has always been absent.
Yeah.
So you can imagine growing up in a family and
Yeah.
you know, sufundisiwe manje, you finished high school.
Yeah.
Balindele ukuthi uhambe uyosebenza,
Yeah,
and
okay.
you are telling them
Ukuthi wena
I want to sing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So kubanga kade umsangano because they don't
Vele
understand
bathi kanjani manje?
how skippani
Sesisebenze
ngalo
kangaka,
manje
sakhipha
sesisebenze.
imali.
Yeah. So I think also the pressure they were under, you know, they felt like I needed to also start working now because
Yeah.
I'm a grown man.
Do you think maybe they felt like you were being selfish for choosing? Because that's basically
Yeah.
you choosing yourself after they've made the sacrifice to obviously
Yeah.
take you to school, raised you
Yeah.
in hopes that uzophuma uyosebenza
Yeah.
and then usize laba abazayo. Do you
Yeah.
think that maybe that is what might have made them to
Yeah.
think that?
I think it is always the case. I mean, with every black child,
Yeah.
you know, most of successful people in terms of like talent, when it comes to the talent,
Yeah.
abantu abaningi abaphumelele, you know, they share the same story. So that's why I always say my story is not special in any way or form. Because a lot of people relate.
Yeah,
You know, many
absolutely.
people have gone through
Yeah.
the same thing that I've went through. I
Yeah.
feel like it's this thing of kunzima for umzali, you know, wengane emnyama to believe in a dream
Yeah.
that is as big
Looks
as this.
far-fetched, yeah.
Yeah, mangabe usambashile la elokishini uthi I'm gonna be a superstar, wabona kahle ukuthi awuyaganga lo. Yabo?
Usayabhema.
Yeah. So I do understand what might have made them mhlambe bafeel the way they felt, you know, njoba ngisho the pressure of having to, you know, feed abantwana abaningi and then nangu usekhulile yena ucabanga ukuthi, you know,
Yebo.
uzokushiya konke yena uyocula.
Yebo, yebo.
So I understand the pressure. That's why I'm not even angry.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
at them for everything that happened.
Absolutely.
You know, I accepted it for what it is.
Yeah.
And I've made peace. And I'm grateful it actually happened that way because I believe mina konke okwenzeke emuva is what shaped what is
Who you
happening
are.
now, you know. Yeah.
So fast forward, you are now sharing a stage with John Legend. How the heck does that even happen?
Yay, the power of manifestation because
Yeah.
I released a song prior to that moment, you know, saying jikelele umhlaba wonke, you know, and that was me telling the universe this is what I want. And at that time, not much was happening. I was still just a local artist,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
was
yeah.
telling, you know, the
Story,
universe
yeah.
that jikelele umhlaba wonke. So, I mean, I've always been like, you know, very positive about my journey. You know, I would see from Sase Mncane, I'd look at Abo Chris Brown and just see myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've always like these are like for me. I always say these are a prayer answers to all the prayers of all these years.
Yeah.
You know, makubona kwenzeka so uNkulunkulu ephendula because I did see it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you even say? Like, did he call you? Like, what happened? How did it? Like, how did it happen? It's like, hell, my name's John Legend. You know, I just want to say you killed it on the sound. What did he say?
So he actually sent a certain company to reach out.
Yes.
Because he was booked by that company
I
in
see.
South Africa.
Yes.
So he told them, Guti, there's this guy that he wants to meet and perform with. So they looked for me. I remember my manager got a call at 12 midnight.
Sure.
You know, to say, if you have anything scheduled for Mthandazo on this day,
Please clear.
please clear it. Because this is very big for him
Yeah.
and his career,
Yeah.
you know. And he did that because he wants the best for me, obviously.
Yeah.
He cleared everything. And, yeah, we're told we need to be at Sun Arena by 10 a.m.
The next day.
The next day, yeah.
Hectic.
It's a corporate gig, but they're not gonna give out too many
Disclose,
details,
yes.
you know. So kwaba ilokho we rushed to the Sun Arena. Before 10 we were there. Because kuthiwe into enkulu
Yes,
there.
yes.
So now into enkulu.
Now into enkulu kumele uyivukele phela.
Yebo.
Yeah.
Hayi sagijima-ke, and yeah, by around 9 we were there. Then washaya ku-10. I'm thinking, man, it's a corporate gig. Mhlambe khona nje okuthize singafalele sikudisclose.
So your management also didn't know?
No, nobody knew.
Okay.
You know, it was meant to be a secret until John Legend leaves the country. Yabo. So, but you have no idea why you're here, right? No, I just know that I'm booked for.
I'm here for the
corporate
bag.
gig, yeah. But no, what's actually happening is that John Legend is in the country. He's here actually as we speak. He wants to meet you and he wants to perform with you. You know, and yeah, that was it. I remember because I was shaking.
Yeah,
you know, I was
can
like,
imagine.
yeah, but I just prayed. You know, just a short prayer, and
Yeah.
you would say, "Thank you, God. May this be a moment. You would think, you know, a moment as on
Yeah.
and then and then yeah, utheme vela nje. Hey, I was praying.
Athi go inhliziyo.
I was praying the whole time, like, hey. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, it was so welcoming, you know, so warm.
Yeah.
You know, and he made me understand the value
That you
that I've added to the song, you know, because
Yeah.
right after the challenge, the song became big in the country. It started climbing up charts, the original song.
Yes.
You know, he started trending in the country. So he appreciated
For 2
me.
weeks.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it was a great moment. I can't forget it.
Yeah.
You know, I still see it vividly.
Yeah. Do you think you were able to build momentum though from that
Yeah.
moment and then
Yeah.
collaborating with other artists?
Yeah, I have so much that has happened after that. It's
Yeah.
just that, yeah, some of these things you can't really disclose, but
I
there's
see.
like big features. One we've already disclosed.
Yeah.
That very same song is remixed by Black Coffee,
Yeah.
so it's yet to be released. So it's John Legend, Black Coffee, and myself.
Ooh.
But yeah, it has opened doors for me because I'm doing, you know, a lot of collabs from that side.
Yes.
Yeah, there's so much that's coming.
Is it?
Yeah.
So we should look out for definitely more stuff.
Yeah, there's way too much that's coming.
So there's this song, Ngizonda ngabantu abaningi emhlabeni.
Yeah.
Come on, if that is not like a prayer, tell me about that song because I feel like it's so spiritual.
Yeah.
And it's not just on like a surface level of
Yeah.
abantu bangizonda, abantu, but it's like for me when I listen to the song,
Yeah.
it sounds so deep and
Yeah.
definitely feel like there's a story behind
Yeah.
that. Is there a story behind that song?
So my music is not like always about me, what I've gone through.
Yeah.
Yes, I've experienced a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Part of me relates, but it wasn't entirely about me.
Yeah.
But also when I made that song, I was in the darkest space of my life.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why I was able to tap so deep,
Yeah.
you know, within. Because I remember how it started. It was the chord progression that triggered me, you know. I felt like this chord was so sad, you know. And I remember the first thing, because I don't write the music. So as I was busy like trying to freestyle, this word kept on coming. So I started like, you know, Genzen, and I started.
Say that again. You sound so amazing. Please
Yeah, well,
continue.
Thank you. Yeah, so yeah, I started, you know, but ebengi closile when I wrote that song was also to, you know, kill the spirit of hate among people because I feel like we are so quick, you know, exonden umuntu for amaphutha.
Yeah.
And part of being human is making mistakes,
Yeah.
you know, and yeah, bengigqugquzela nje ubuntu kakhulu ukuthi
Yeah.
instead of ukuthi sizondane based on the mistakes, let us try, you know, upliftana
Yeah.
mhlawumbe ngoba ke part of being human,
Yeah.
you know, is making mistakes. So yeah, it's the closest song to my heart as well.
Yeah.
You know, it means so much. It came from a very genuine place.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why a lot of people connected.
Yeah.
You know, with the song.
Absolutely. Because I feel like if you are a songwriter and you write from like a pure place,
Yeah.
those songs always remain with people for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like I've got songs where people come up to me. Do you have songs where someone comes up to you and say, "Thank you so much for this song. It really saved my life"? Do you have like moments like that you've experienced?
I've had plenty of such moments. You know, sometimes we won't. Hey, and because sometimes feel I'm expected to be this perfect human being now. You know what I mean? Because of the music.
Yes.
Kuba pressure kancane ukuthi will I be able to ever be human and you know fumble, because part of being human you are bound to fumble at some point, you know. So kuyangifakela nje incindezi because abantu they have this idea of me. Yabo ukuthi hey lo mntwana
Undaba nomoya wakho nje uphansi futhi upholile, but he can do no wrong.
Yes, yabo. But ke kuhle and kuyajabulisa, you know, ukuzwa abantu bekutshela ukuthi music wakho, you know, got them through this and that situation, because mina vele I'm an artist with a purpose, you know. I'm not an artist that goes to a studio aiming to make a hit.
Yes.
You know, I go to studio and
just pour your
I'm
heart
like,
out.
if this song is gonna move 1 or 2 people, I'm okay. If it becomes platinum or not, I'm still fine. You know. I'm about the impact. You know, kubantu. So, when you bump into abantu abazokutshela lezo zinto, kuyakuthinta kakhulu.
But speaking of like hits and not intentionally going into studio, do you feel like some of the young artists get depressed when they go into studio with hopes of the song being a hit and it doesn't really land the way they anticipated it to?
Yeah, it's always the case. I've seen with a lot of people. Now I was fortunate enough because I'm working with someone that's not looking for hits from me. You know, someone that understands my vision. And what I'm about as an artist, you know. But it's always a thing because it's not even them. It's also people behind them who are expecting hits from them. You know what I mean? So for me, I was just fortunate. I'm never expected to go to studio and make a hit. I'm expected to go to studio and make music.
So basically, guys, what he's saying, get rid of those people that are putting you under pressure. Because they're supposed to be supporting the dream and the artist and know that, because I don't think that a lot of people understand that umculo is not a destination. Like it's like when you got a hit, it doesn't mean that you've arrived there. You know what I mean? Your journey is music is literally that. It's a journey. You know what I mean?
True.
And I mean you've endured quite a lot. What would you say to someone who looks at you, you know, and says, he's perfect, he's this, I want to be just like him, or I hear his story and it resonates with me and I want to walk in his shoes? What would you say?
I always say, figure out or be certain that this is what you are called for, because this thing of adopting, you know, your friends' passions, because along the way, when you have friends that are playing soccer, friends that are doing music, you are bound as a kid to also like, you know, adopt those passions, and who are confused for your and you have esakh. So just figure out and be certain that this is what you're called for. You know, once into uyibizelwe uzokuzama konke, but you know, so man, just be sure, because there's always going to be challenges. So into mangabe ngeyona yakho, kuzubekezele. That's why ngingakwazanga ubekezele ebholeni, because it wasn't my thing.
Absolutely.
You know, but ngikwazile ukubekezela emculweni ngingena support. I was just a young boy, you know, without the necessary support. So you know, it can only be calling that I survived it.
And I think also some of the artists, because I mean we live on like social media, everything is a trend. You know what I mean? You're big tomorrow you're not so big. You know what I mean? Do you think that some people get into music thinking that it's an easy thing? Because, you know, it's almost like social media is like 2-minute noodles. You know what I mean? Like the moment your song trends, you can literally become the biggest artist today, and then tomorrow you're not. Do you think that people are now living for the hype?
Yeah, it is a thing now. That's why it's just that I don't like judging music per se. I don't like judging creatives.
Yeah.
But I feel like we as a country are at a space where we embrace clout more than,
Actual talent.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason we have such artists who are just coming in for Leontole is because you don't need to be as talented now.
Yeah. Ooh.
You just need to know someone
Yeah.
somewhere. You just need to, you just need to be lucky.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's those moments where you are just fooling around in studio.
Yeah.
And then social media is a catcher.
Yes.
And then, so that's why we have a lot of artists who don't last.
Yeah.
Because they're not true artists. It's
Yeah.
just people who got an opportunity and they capitalized. And then unfortunately, because the talent is not there, it's hard to bounce back.
Yeah.
But the talent ke lona lizohlezi lihleli. Uma ngabe uthole hit manje talented. Chances are you may not need another hit for you to survive.
For the next,
because you are talented.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You may not need another hit, but you'll still survive.
Yeah.
And chances are you're going to get another hit.
Yes.
If not more again,
Yes,
if you're truly talented.
True.
But if into enzeke ngoba nakho was someone, sometimes kuba nzima ukubuya. We've seen it happen.
Yeah, umlilo wameva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As judge, but yeah.
It's the reality. Yeah.
People come in vele for, the hype.
Yeah.
Uyabo umuntu engene umuntu ebedlalela ibhola bangani bakhe bayacula kuthi abantwana azwakala uthi nje 1 2 1 2 1 2 afika afake abambe uyabo because sesinawo ama genres manje okwaziyo nje ukuthi noma ungekho talented fike nje uthi 1 2 1 2 1 2 ungacula ngaleli coffee nje manje isuka ingoma yabo ibe ingoma enkulu izwe lonke so sesiphila kuleso sikhathi manje I'm not sure if I should think of it as intembi because at least abanye abantu impilo zabo ziyashintsha yabo abanye abantu impilo zabo ziyashintsha bakwazi ukondla imindeni yabo so ilento engisho ukuthi nje a true artist will survive,
will always remain.
Yeah.
So any projects that you are working on that we could look forward to before we wrap up our interview?
So I've just wrapped up an Afrobeat project. I've just wrapped up an R&B project. Just released a single today.
Yeah. What's it called?
It's called Ngimnandi. Yeah, there's plenty. I'm also involved in writing.
Yeah.
So I do like songwriting for other artists as well. So
I
there's
need to call you up because I'm also working on my EP. And when you're like the only writer in your project, sometimes you start sounding the same. And your interpretation of the music might not necessarily,
True.
be as creative.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So you are going to give us an amazing performance.
Yeah.
And we are definitely looking forward to that. Ladies and gentlemen, let us get ourselves geared up for an amazing performance from Mthandazo Gatya. Now he's about to take the stage to give us a stellar performance of his brand new single called Sukuma. I'm really excited for this one. Take it away.
Sukuma wena mbangubo Sukuma wedali mfuna beungo Sukuma wena mbangubo Sukuma wedali mfuna beungo Udala soko la mata lubegezele wena soko Kutela sobola mata ubegezele wena sobola Inkululenda ingawe mabebi ngawe Lolo sobo maitali lungawe baby lungawe Sithandwa waze umphoxe umbone Ubinani yabo abambona Ungone, ubinani walile befuna ungijikele baby wena walile babefuna ungishiye ma baby bagangala uthando lizaphumelela asikhulise ingane mama sibaye bagangala uthando lizaphumelela asikhulise ingane zethu we unyala soko lama baby ubekezele wena soko unyala soko lama baby ubekezele wena soko inkululenda ingawe mababy ngawe lolo soko my darling lungawe baby lungawe sithandwa waze ungiphoxe ungone uyani yabo abangolwane.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is his brand new single titled Sugu. My bag boy, he bag boy, yeah. So make sure that you download, stream it, and interact with the song in any way that you can. It is Mthandazo Gatya, and this is Behind the Brand with Cece, and I will see you on the next one.